But first, let's go to this. Mick Foley, Danny, says he prefers today's wrestling over the Attitude Era. Now, this isn't coming from me. This isn't coming from Danny. This is coming from a 3-time World Heavyweight Champion from the Attitude Era, Danny. He prefers today's product.
I don't understand that. Like, I mean, I guess, but for a guy that, I mean, his whole career was based out of a style that the Attitude Era, you know, was essentially based on. It was more that hardcore, that edgy. I mean, that's what he was able to do. He could never survive in this era, could he?
Oh, absolutely, he could. Because, Danny, I mean, act like I heard what you said. Now, I definitely feel like he could because, actually, I'm surprised he survived then. I mean, if you look at the guy, he should have never survived anywhere. Now, are there still death matches going on, like, in Japan and stuff? Okay, so yeah, he would have still come up through the right channels. He would have been a CCW guy. Mick Foley would have made it through CCW and the internet heaven, and he would have somehow made it through. I mean, a lot of guys are taking the indie routes that are very different skill sets, though, which I think was your point, but I think his would have fit in perfectly.
But would Mick Foley, coming in now, would he ever amount to being 3-time world champion?
The reason being, because his emphasis, the reason he feels this way, he elaborated, was it takes more skill to make a good promo now, because you can't just go for the shock. You can't try to jerk off onto a mic and, you know, think people are going to go for it. It takes more skill, and he was the best at making a creative interview, and he could have definitely done that. And plus, he came in, you talk about him not coming in now, fucking look when he did come into WWF, when it was fucking 95 cartoon Farouk wearing blue hats and shit, and then because it was so over the top cartoony, they gave him a gimmick that should have died immediately, a fat guy in a creepy mask talking in a high-pitched voice. Like when he first came out, I didn't know who he was, I was 10. When he came out, I'm like, oh, he's fatter than I thought he would be. And right there, he was dead to me. Like, I'm surprised he even was able to make it in the era that he did, the Shawn Michaels boy toy era.
Right, so it was 96-ish, so I mean, it was definitely a good time before all the other hardcore stuff kicked in. So, I mean, yeah, I'm sure, I guess he could still get a shot. I don't know how successful. I mean, he didn't do a ton of, like, super bloody stuff, and the stuff he did wasn't super Attitude Era.
Well, wait, from the chat, Mick Foley even admitted he wouldn't make it these days. When? What are you talking about? This is a day when Daniel Bryan could make it, when CM Punk could make it. I mean, if you know where those two came from, of course Cactus Jack could have made it. That's crazy.
But the emphasis now is finally starting to lean towards that more like that wrestling base. Like, so a lot of those indie guys are getting, like, people that are that style are getting to come in. Mick Foley doesn't fit into that style. So yeah, he could make a name for himself on an indie circuit, and sure, he could get them to see him, and, you know, he could be spotted, but would he make it in, and would Mick Foley have, you know, Mick Foley of then, would he have a successful program with a CM Punk or a John Cena now?
Yeah, he would have done better now. I don't know what people are talking about. This is Mick Foley, Dan. This is your number 2 of all time.
Oh, absolutely. I love him. I think he's great. I don't think that every wrestler, you know, Hulk Hogan was great in his time, one of the greatest of all time. Doesn't mean Hulk Hogan of then fitted into the Attitude Era or fitted in.
Well, that's different.
Now.
Yeah, I know. I'm never gonna say Hulk Hogan is gonna make it. Well, I might, but that's different. Mick Foley, I feel like his body type's a little off, but the big guys are like Umaga isn't that much bigger than Mick Foley, but in storylines he's way bigger. So they would have taken that body type and probably exaggerated it a little bit. But he was very skillful in the ring. People forget that he wasn't just a flip off a car and over the edge guy.